When we sit down and close our eyes, in times of discomfort from our body, we have to realize that this discomfort will not last, as you have proven to yourself time and time again. If that's true for the body, that's also true for the mind as well. Our mental discomfort that we have experienced before in the past, now looking back, is just a fraction of our timeline. In the grand scheme of things, those discomfort comes and goes. But the question becomes, do we allow that fraction of our life to pull us down? And how much do we allow it to pull us down? In that sense, we are able to look back and see, although infrequent, although not as long, but the damage can be disastrous, can set you back a step or two. By recognizing these discomforts, we place our mind gently on it to be aware of it clearly. If and only if your mind are occupied with it completely, between a rock and a hard place, in that case then gonna come to reality, to the fact that you have no more option left but to know clearly of it and endure. The Buddha teach us that in his first noble truth, that suffering is there only for us just to know, to perceive it. By following his advice, his teaching, we gently tell ourselves, our mind, to make aware of this suffering, a feeling hard to bear. Identify it for what it actually is. Be clear in the observer and the thing being observed. To understand that the observer is not the thing being observed. The observer are you, receiving the suffering that is being observed too. We endure knowing clearly that it's not fun or anything, but we endure because it what differentiates between a champion and those defeated. For that we find those who have endurance, grit. It is that endurance and that grit that help them go against the current, whereas many before them and after them might fail, but for those with for those who have practiced, level up their grit, their endurance, they have the ability to withstand the suffering. For that they realize that it's not forever, it never was and never will be. Only the voices in their mind will say so. But every time, other than hardship, they find once liberated, life is not too bad. And more often not, worth it. Worth it to stick it through, to endure that suffering, that hardship. For that we know the benefit. We know why we are doing what we are doing. And we know the reward and benefit that we'll gain at the end of the journey. Every moment that passes by, your mind clear with clarity, awareness, pulls up positive energy, allowing first and foremost for you to maintain endurance, for to be in a state that will be bearable. It also activates your good instinct, good nature inside you that will say softly, calmly, like a good friend, that hey, it's not gonna be forever, it's fine. You can either suffer with the suffering or enjoy, meaning sit back, relax, realizing that between a rock and a hard place you can't do much, but you can make the best out of it. The mind suffers doesn't mean you have to suffer with the mind. Just like how a defeated man walks in a park, realizes that he'll have lost everything, but you know what? The breeze in this park at nighttime is quite nice, quite pleasant, at least a nugget of hope, of happiness in his defeated world. He doesn't allow his failures, his shortcomings to pull him down, but rather to see that there will be tomorrow, that these failures that he's been through never last, that he can get up and walk again, try again, fail again, and be better and more proficient at it. It's never all bleak, never all dark. This is what having clarity and having right view will teach you, will help you endure this little bit of pain that you're going through. Over time, as our mind clean and cleanse of this pollution, this suffering, happiness arises, suffering dissipates 1% at a time, and we rejoice in the liberation of our mind from these negative states. As a wise man once said, for when I have a goal to achieve something, I finally see everything around me as a tool. I, in the past, might have a bias, a aversion towards it, but now, with clarity, with wisdom, I see the benefit in something that I once dread and hate. And it's precisely this dreaded thing, hated thing, that is a key factor to help me get to where I want to be, to where I am right now. So therefore, between this rock and a hard place, we're gonna have to find that wisdom, that perspective. How can we flip this crisis that we can't avoid to turn into a hidden gem, an opportunity? Instead of sinking down with it, how can we use it as a trampoline to propel us upward toward our true self, our goal? Sure, you might get hurt, but you're not gonna get hurt for free. Nothing is free. So therefore, let's not allow our pollution to hurt us for free. A clever person will be victorious in all situations, for that everything for him or for her is a good thing. This is a time where we can allow ourselves to embody the wise one, the capable one, your role model, your hero, or your ideal true self, who you want to be. And ask yourself, what would he do? What would she do? What would the wise one do if they are in this situation? And you embody it, you become it. Find the solution that they would have used. Find that right view, that perspective that they might hold. In the past, you might feel like you and your true self, you and your hero is far apart. But now, as you embody them, you immediately become them, attain them, for that you have chosen the same path that they have chose, for that you become the person that you want to be. You embody their spirit, embrace their spirit, their perspective, their virtues, their wisdom, their capabilities, and become them. สัพเพพุทธาภลปัตตาปัจเจกานันจะยังพลังอรหันตานันจะเตเชนะระคังพันธามิสัพพโสสัพพพุทธานุภาเวนะสัพพธรรมานุภาเวนะสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนะสัทธาโสธีภะวันตุเต